After he was demoted to Laval, Jesperi Kotkaniemi suggested that Habs head coach Claude Julien didn't use him properly, and then general manager Marc Bergevin publicly questioned his work ethic this week. Is Kotkaniemi's stock dropping with the Canadiens management?
I just don't know why Marc Bergevin does this with his young players, I should say. It reminds me of when Alex Galchenyuk at the end of the season, he came out and said, you know what, he's no longer going to be a centerman. He's going to be a winger. And then everyone had to ask Alex Galchenyuk, what does he feel about that? Because he was supposed to be the centerman. And now he comes out, he does this interview with the Journal de Montréal, which I think was a makeup for the horrible press conference that he had after the trade deadline. And then he's talking about Jesperi Kotkaniemi not having the work ethic that a player needs to be at the NHL level. Well, shouldn't you have known that before drafting him? And if his work ethic was such an issue, surround him with people that would be able to elevate your third overall pick to be that player and have that work ethic that you need to be in the NHL. That's what I find, very concerning when it comes to Marc Bergevin and him talking about you have to build a team through the draft, and we have so many young prospects that I don't want to trade, but I don't necessarily think he's the guy to develop them because of an example of this.
I was disappointed to hear Burgerman publicly criticize his work ethic. I think that's something that has to stay behind closed doors. He's a young kid that's still trying to figure out how to play at the NHL level. I don't think you can knock him publicly by saying something like that, and I didn't really like that. But on the other side, Kotkaniemi has to be careful what he says also, because he was sent down for a reason. He wasn't getting the job done. You don't go back and necessarily point your finger at the coach. He didn't do this with me. He didn't give me that opportunity, this, that, and the other thing. Bottom line is, if he was doing the job and he was effective in what he should, what his expectations were, he wouldn't have been going down to the minors. So I think he's a special case. He's a young guy, and I think you have to handle him properly.
Both sides just should have stayed quiet. That's it. I mean, why Burgerman had to throw this guy into that, press conference, I have no idea, and why Kotkaniemi had to open his mouth about the coach. This hurts his market value a lot, because now other GMs and other players look at this guy and say, well, if he doesn't get his way, he's a little bit of a whiner. The GM basically, how easy is it going to be for Burgerman to move this guy that he went public with? Well, he's young, he's talented, but his work ethic. What other GM is going to be like, oh yeah, give me that kid. Give me a kid that I have to work extra hard on. So is his stock not as valuable? Absolutely it's not. But hopefully young, he learns a little bit, comes back next year, learns to shut up and just play the game, and then everybody's happy.
Well, to me, it's like a National Enquirer breakup, public feud, but Canadian NHL style. You know what I mean? But I think the buck stops at, the onus is on Bergevin. You're dealing with a 19-year-old kid. Bergevin, it trickles down, and when management badmouths his team to the press, I think that sets a terrible precedent. I think it makes him come off kind of like a jerk, and I could see as someone of any age, let alone a 19-year-old, being like, I don't want to play for this guy, screw that.
Well, how many years has it not been Bergevin's problem that he has always said, it's on the players, it's the core group is not doing it, and he trades away Max Pacioretty, Alex Galchenyuk's not living up to his potential, that at a certain point you have to look in the mirror and say, maybe I'm doing something too.
Yeah, can you look in the mirror, Bergevin, and maybe blame yourself for once?
Well, he does look in the mirror, but it's to do his hair.
He's got style.
He does have style, but I just think the way he runs, the organization is a very, he protects himself. It's not like he makes moves to make the team better. It's almost as if he's making moves to protect himself.
And he just, I don't know, he just kind of seems like a jerk to me, all the stuff he says in the...
Because he doesn't let you in his Facebook group?
We're making requests, Bergie's buddies. It's not happening. I'll admit that plays into it a little bit. Go to hockeyinsideout.com and check out this week's full episode.